Hey everybody, welcome back. We are finishing up some Zelda Ocarina of Time, and we're just tying up some loose ends here. I've done a few live streams. They are in the playlist below, as well as all my videos for Ocarina of Time, where we have done a full playthrough. But we are on the last bit of upgrades and heart pieces. We have just finished in the last video. It was live stream number 3, I believe. We finished all 100 gold Skulltulas. So we are just finishing up the last couple heart pieces, and we will be done with this game, barring a few miscellaneous things that we still have to do. But let's go ahead and start. If you are new here, this is a retro gaming channel. So absolutely, if you like this sort of content, please consider subscribing. We are doing a lot more retro games, and you can put your game request in the comments below. I'm a huge Zelda fan, so I'm definitely going to be doing more playlists of Zelda games, and I like to talk especially about little differences, especially between different remakes and stuff like that. One of the things we're doing today is, like I said, we're getting there's a couple upgrades I believe I still have left to do, as well as, let's check how many heart pieces. I think it's 1 or 2 heart pieces, and that is it. Oh, we just have 1 heart piece left to go. Okay, I actually think I know where it is, because I think I may have not gone to the Gold Skulltula house, or the House of Skulltula, to retrieve my final heart piece. But we're going to go to Hyrule Castle first, because I need the Skull Mask. I just realized that there is an upgrade that I have yet to do. It is I believe it's the Deku Stick upgrade. I have done one of the upgrades, I didn't do the other one. So we're going to have to check on that. And one of the ways you have to do that is by getting the Skull Mask. For whatever reason you need a Skull Mask. I think it's because the way you get the upgrade is by talking to someone who is either a friend or knows of the Skull Kid, and so you have to wear that to basically appear as if you were that person. I am thinking of doing live streams next for a 2D Zelda game, so I kind of want to switch back and forth between the 3D games and the 2D games. Let me know in the comments below if you like that idea, or if there are other games. I have all of my old consoles here from when I was a kid, so I have all sorts of games. If you request a game, there's a good chance that I've got it. I have all the heavy hitters from many of the older consoles. I've got new games as well. So if that's your thing, please type it out in the comments below. But for now, we are sticking to some Zelda games. So after you have done the Happy Mask side quest, which eventually gets you to the Mask of Truth, you are free to borrow any mask you like. We're gonna borrow the Skull Mask for this. And by the way, you can go around Hyrule, and with every single mask, you'll get different different commentary from all the NPCs in the game. So it's kind of interesting to go around. If you have nothing else left to do really in the game, it is interesting to see people's different reactions to different things that you have. So we need the Deku Stick upgrade, I believe. Now, I mentioned it in a video before. You start with 20 Deku Nuts, and there are 2 upgrades for the game in the game. Now, unfortunately, and this is very interesting, I don't know why this happened, but you can actually stop yourself from getting the second upgrade if you don't do it at a specific time during the game. And this was something that was it had to be fixed or so I've heard, in the 3DS remaster of this game, because it only happens in the Nintendo 64 version, which, by the way, I always mention this when I start playing. I am playing on my original hardware, so I've got my original Nintendo 64. I got my Hylian Shield over there behind me. But yeah, I like to mention this because I don't, if I have the cartridges, if I have the consoles, I like to play them on the original hardware. So I am playing on my version 1.2 cartridge, which was the Game of the Year edition back in, I believe, '99, the year after. My brother and I got it. It was a Christmas gift, and we have played it ever since. It's been almost 30 years since we've been playing this game. So it is absolutely my favorite. If you are joining me, this may literally be the last video in the Zelda Ocarina of Time playlist. So thank you very much for joining us. There are playlists for Star Fox 64, Diddy Kong Racing, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. I've got playthroughs of the original Super Smash Bros. I've played Halo 1, like the original, Halo 2, Halo 3. There's all these playlists are dumped below in my here on my channel. So I like to bring you not just playthroughs, but I like to talk about my particular experiences with these games. I've played them for years, and I really, especially Ocarina of Time, like I said before, is my favorite game ever. And I have loved Zelda games since. I've played almost every single one. There are a few that I have not finished, even if I have played them. But I will be doing playlists of those. I will be doing playthroughs of those. Some of which I will do live streams, because they're, like I said, there are ones that I have not finished. And I think it'd be really cool as a community to come together, you guys in the chat helping me out, to finish these up. So I believe there are 2 locations. I want to say, I don't know if there's one here to my left. Right on. Wearing this mask makes me feel really tough and scary. My buddies really want this mask. Yeah, they all like it. So there was one over here, which I believe we have already done. So there's a different, they call it the forest stage. It's there's another section through here. I believe this scrub there was a scrub here, maybe, and now it's gone. It never comes back. So I just wanted to check on that. The actual location is the place where there's a grassy part, and there's a couple of gold Skulltulas in this area. One, you have to come back as an adult because you require the magic bean plant to get up there. But in that same area, there are Deku scrubs. And so you kind of have to know how to get there. Let's go this way. Right again. There's a section where it's to the right. Or, sorry, to the left. I believe it's this next one here. So normally you would go straight through and then to the right. Yes. So I believe you can actually... I surrender. In return, I will sell you Deku nuts. No, we don't want Deku nuts. What we want is the section where the business scrub. Alright, you win. In return, I will sell you Deku sticks. Okay, so that's not it either. There's a section over here. It's in the Lost Woods where you wear your skull mask. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm out of the Deku Nut upgrade. Now, the question is, did I already do the upgrades for... No, so it goes from 10 to 20. I believe it goes to 30 for the Deku Nuts. We're going to leave here. It's so funny, I'm trying to get lost on purpose, and it's not happening. That's funny. This is like the Ocarina game. I'm not going to do this again, but I did it in a... You have to get a heart piece, or you get a heart piece by doing this. I'm about to quit this section here. there's a section that leads you to Kokiri Forest. Now I'm not sure where it is. There's nothing to the right. Interesting. That just takes you back. This takes you in the direction that you're supposed to be going. There's nothing here, I believe. This just takes you... This is where we just exited. Yeah. Interesting. That takes you back out again. There was also a secret grotto here. I'm not sure it's the one you need. We're gonna try it only because yeah, this isn't it either. Oh, there is a chest here we haven't opened yet. That's funny. 5 rupees, because you know you need that. It is possible that I have ruled myself out because we have already finished this game. We have every item other than this, every spiritual medallion, every medallion including spirit. Yeah, let's head back. There is something else that is interesting that we have not done as well. It's the run to the forest. It's supposed to be a race, but in reality you always lose. You lose by a second, and it happens to be the run with the bunny hood. There's a funny sort of training section that you do. It's proposed that it's a training section, and the reason is because you can't ever beat the bunny hood. What's the guy's name? He's just the guy who runs across Hyrule, and he really wants the bunny mask. You give him the bunny mask as a kid in that entire side quest to get the Mask of Truth. As an adult, he no longer has the mask, but he is in one of the tents in Gerudo Valley. He is waiting for you to finish the bridge, essentially, for him to be able to run across to the Lost Woods. And there's a funny glitch that people do, which actually involves you getting the countdown timer, from trying to escape the castle after fighting Ganondorf, and you use that countdown timer as a glitch to get you to 0. And from there, it tells the game that you have gotten 0 seconds to get to the Lost Woods. And then when you talk to him, because he counts up, the timer counts up, but the other one counts down. And so when it does that, it kind of interferes with like the coding of the game, and then it says, "Oh, you finished in 0,000 seconds." But the game doesn't know what to do with that. So the next time you talk to him, it says, "Oh, I beat you by 1 second," or usually it's supposed to tell you that you've beaten him. He's beaten you by 1 second, and instead it puts a slash mark, 0,000 slash. So you can see that the code is just trying to tell you, no, there's no way you can actually beat him. Here's a reward for you. So I must have never picked this up. This is the last heart piece. So we have completed the heart container, and we are at maximum. We have 20 hearts. That is all 36 quarter heart pieces. So that has been finished. So if you came here for that, check out the other live streams. This is, by the way, is once you get all 100 gold Skulltulas, this is the main guy here, and he's dancing. So he is all done. Since you've destroyed 100 spiders of the curse on me has been broken. Thank you. Here is a token of my appreciation. Please take it. So literally every time you come back, if you've reset Kakariko Village, he just gives you 200 rupees every time. Which I made a funny video about how supposedly this is the richest family in Hyrule. And I don't believe he gives you a rupee again. You'd have to like time out, save, come back. The curse on me has been broken. Thank you. Here's a token of my appreciation. Oh, he does. So all you have to do is leave and come back, and he gives you 200 rupees every time. You can also defeat the Skull Kid. This is what my video was about. Is there are two people who are the richest in Hyrule. Everyone thinks it's this house because they mention it in the game or literature, whatever you want to call it. But if you defeat the Skull Kid and you come back, he always gives you a great big orange, some say golden rupee. The reason they say golden rupee is because it is 200 rupees, just like that was. So you can continuously go back and defeat the Skull Kid for 200 rupees, or you can go back to the House of Skulltula and he will always give you 200 rupees. So you can look at it either way. The kid in the Lost Woods is just as rich as the guy here at the family, the House of Skulltula. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do that race just to show you what I'm talking about. If you've never accessed this race, it's one of those things where you don't need it obviously to beat the game, but it's still just sort of a funny thing to try. And because back before we had guides, before really the internet had taken off enough that everyone had just, uploaded all of these strategy guides or look up how to finish a game. We didn't have any of that in the 90s. It kind of sort of started up late 90s, early 2000s, but you kind of just were on your own for these video games. And so the idea was, this guy, he's like, we've got to beat this guy because he's gonna give me something, right? And that just never happened. So we were always trying to continuously beat the Running Man. I think that's his name. The Running Man, and he wants the bunny hood mask to be just like the fastest man in Hyrule. And so you never beat him. You never beat him. Every time you try, even if you improve upon your time, he always beats you by 1 second. So, and the idea behind this, or at least people speculate that the whole point of the Running Man was to train you for doing the Bigoron Sword side quest, and just kind of generally getting around Hyrule as quickly as possible, as quickly as you can. I don't think it's like, if you do it truly, honestly, you can't get there in less than, let's say, a minute 20 something, because you have to make it from the bridge of Gerudo Valley to the entrance of essentially Kokiri Forest. Where the hell is Epona? So if I remember correctly, there's really no way that you can beat that time unless you use the glitch that I was talking about. Which the glitch actually involves, if I remember correctly, you doing an item swap, and you play a song to warp out of fighting Ganon, just as the castle is imploding essentially on itself. So you have to do an item swap because you don't have access to your ocarina, but you can make your sword or any other item the ocarina. It's a strange glitch, the item swap. But if you do that, then you can warp out, and your timer is still counting down instead of the timer that counts up, if that makes sense. So if you guys want to see me try that, I think it's best to do it in a separate video, only because this is kind of just finishing off of the heart pieces and gold Skulltulas and other items. So this is the running man here. The best time to go from here to the bridge in the Lost Woods was 2:38. I think that's kind of the default setting, 2 minutes 38 seconds. That's my record. Will you challenge my record? Yes. Excellent. Then you go first. I'll give you a head start. Now, go. So as you can see, the timer goes up. Obviously, the timer goes up. Now the fastest way I believe is actually around this way. Kokiri is straight ahead and kind of to my right. If you're looking at the map in the bottom right corner. So as I said before, if you do this honestly, which is, you know, how I'm doing it now without using any glitches or anything weird like that, your best time is like 1:20. But as I said before, none of this matters because he always beats you by what n-1 essentially is the time when you get here. Huff, puff, huff. Huff, huff. Whew, you did quite well. But you couldn't beat me. Your time was 1:16, but I just beat you by 1 second. You'll have to challenge me again sometime. Goodbye then. So he runs back. And he disappears. But you try to chase him and he's gone. He's gone. So, for the sake of showing you guys if it's possible to do this again, we're gonna try it. So there's no way for you to... Oh, am I stuck? Oh, that's so funny. I have gotten myself stuck. You can do this with Epona. That's terrible. So your shortest route is still this way. We're gonna make it across. We're gonna see if we can beat the time, but it, again, like I said, it doesn't really matter because he always beats you by 1 second, even if you try to set a new quote-unquote record. So he gives you, when you talk to him, he will tell you, this is my new time, or this is the time to beat. So you can always, whatever that number is, you can always subtract a second. Of course, it helps to point your horse in this direction so you don't lose that last second. So let's try that. Don't stand too close because when you come out of here, it's going to be like part of your jaw goes straight through into Gerudo Valley. Well, not perfect, but you have some guts. Unfortunately, you never can beat me. Your record is a thing of the past. Your time was 1:16, wasn't it? That was close, but I beat you by 1 second. The best time to go from here to the bridge in the Lost Woods was 1:15. That's my record. So again, the whole point of this that's been speculated online years later is that this is just training. You go first, I'll give you a head start. Go ahead. So this is literally just training for you to try to get across Hyrule as fast as humanly possible, and to try to make sure that you can do the Bigoron Sword side quest as quickly as possible. So we're gonna try to beat that time, and then check once again. So approximately every 3 seconds or so is when you can sort of replenish your carrots for Epona. So if you do it that way, you should be able to cut this time by maybe a couple seconds if you're lucky. If you don't screw up like I did where you get stuck, then you should be able to make it. I don't think I'm going to quite beat that time, but we'll see. If you don't want to get stuck there, I don't think it's going to make a difference at this point. Oh, it makes a difference if you do that, though. I maybe could have gotten closer. I don't think it's quite going to be enough. Yeah, that's 15. The timer is exactly the same. Just train harder. So he tells you exactly the same thing. So it's the same thing. Alrighty, I think this is going to, we're going to probably end this on a, I don't know if you want to call it a down note. If you want to call this a, I don't know, sort of a sour note. It's not, it's something I wanted to show you guys simply because it exists in the game. We have covered everything that you could possibly do in this game that isn't like a straight up glitch. There are ways, obviously, to cheat the system. You know, if you do glitches, there's people who jump through walls by doing certain moves. You know, sidestep here, backflip there, get through this wall. Those are things that we did not do in our playthrough, but I do mention them because there are so many ways to have them done. But as far as ending on a high note, we have all 100 gold Skulltulas. We have all of the heart pieces, which are 36 quarter pieces, plus everything you get from the bosses, which is, you know, as you're finishing the game. That's how you would do that. We've got Epona. We have the cow. I believe getting the cow is actually harder than anything else in the game because, holy crap, if you saw me struggle through that, that was a very rough one. You have to beat, I believe it's 50 seconds or 49 seconds, and every bit of that. I think I beat it by a single second to be able to do the obstacle course in Lun Lun Ranch. And that's the only thing. It is so difficult to do that. I wanted to open this chest. I believe we also opened all the chests, so depending on who you ask, if you're 100%ing a game, don't screw yourself out of upgrades like I did with the Deku Nut. And make sure, of course, that you can get all the pieces. Obviously, it helps you to get as many pieces that would help you through dungeons, things like that. If you want to get the Bigoron Sword a little bit earlier, that is generally a good way to defeat bosses because the Bigoron Sword is so much stronger. It's twice as strong per swipe when compared to the Master Sword. So little things like that, you can kind of track your journey a little bit better if you are a completionist for this sort of game. I believe it's doable, you know, compared to how big a lot of modern games are. If you try to play Breath of the Wild and you have got 900 Koroks to get through and all the locations, I don't think I've 100% completed Breath of the Wild. I think I made it to like 600 Korok seeds, and it just gets harder and harder as you try to finish every single one. You know, your map just looks like a bunch of dots by the time you get to those numbers, so it's kind of ridiculous. I can't imagine people doing them without guides. You know, someone else having found some and someone tracks it on somewhere online and then you're getting them all. if anyone has honestly done that without checking anything, I don't believe you. Somewhere, someone has shown you one, or you stumbled upon one online, and it's like, oh, that would be one to get. But holy crap! But with these older games, I do believe it's doable. I have done it. This would be the second time I have done it, minus the Deku Nut upgrade. You've got to get that earlier. And I believe the same with the Deku Sticks. I could be wrong about that, but everything else in the game is there. So we're going to end it here. And it has been amazing. I absolutely love this game. As I said, it's been many years since I played it. Definitely a longer time since I have tried a 100% completion. There are other challenges. As I've mentioned before, you can do the 3 heart challenge, which is where you purposely don't pick up the boss heart containers, and you don't pick up any other heart containers. So you beat the entire game with just 3 hearts. It's pretty tough. Some of the bosses will absolutely clobber you. If you get hit by iron, if there are any one of you who have completed that, let me know in the comments below. How hard was it? What was the hardest part? But thank you so much for joining us, or for joining me. I don't know why I said us. I guess we do have people in the live stream when I did some live streams. So thank you guys for watching, and if there are no other requests in the comments to this or any of the other videos, I think I'm going to do A Link to the Past. That was my first Zelda game that I ever played. So it also holds a very special part in my heart. Alright, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.